Thank you very much, Nick. And Alex and I are here looking forward to this match, as I hope you are too, because these are two big-time teams.
East meets West in the York Hall. Clash of the Titans. Both countries former winners.
I mean, look, Germany alone, as you know, Alex, these two, Thorsten and Ralf, have won everything there is and more.
I mean, if you want to print out their resume, their CV, their palmarès, you need about 2 cartridges for your printer.
But it is China that wins the lag. Dang Jinghu, great player, plays on the Chinese national team along with Wu Chaqing. And as we've seen in every match so far, it's that wing ball, and indeed he gets that down. And the key is, do you get a shot on the next object ball? And in this case, the one, yes, they do have a shot.
Yeah, it's on with an angle. Automatic position for the 2 ball if he plays this with low right. Now Wu Chaqing watches cue action. Left-handed player, ultra smooth. Has that cue all the way under his right eye, actually a lot like Judd Trump. It's a misconception that you need to find that one dominant eye and then get that cue underneath. You have like a dominant vision center somewhere, you know, in between the eyes. And some players have it, you know, have it more dominant under one eye, but not necessarily. So they've played position for defense as the 3 doesn't pass the 7. Watch out.
Oh.
Watch out, I said, but he did play it like that. He knew it, the 3 ball would head for the 3 ball. For the corner pocket, and he knew he would leave his teammate a shot on the 4 had he made it.
So this pair of Ralf Souquet, Thorsten Homan, winning the World Cup of Pool in 2011 in the Philippines.
Yeah, they redeemed themselves there for their loss, their spectacular loss in 09. If you want to see one of the best televised pool matches in history, look it up. 09. Ralf and Thorsten played against Francisco Bustamante and Efren Reyes.
I commentated on that match. That was surreal. The atmosphere was electric in that arena. You know, Ralf Souquet has also won 6. Well, that's a foul from Ralf Souquet. I was going to say he won 6 World Pool Masters, and he won his first individual tournament in the Philippines the week before the World Cup of Pool in the same arena. So ball in hand. Well, you know what that means in 9-ball. Generally, it's a run out.
Now on a club table with this tightness of pockets, this could sometimes pose a problem. But the new cloth makes the ball slide in, so that gives the players a little more margin in cheating the pockets if they need to. As long as you don't overhit the ball, you play it with a soft pace.
One of the things,
the pockets are pretty generous.
Well, speaking of that, like the speed of the table, how do players adjust out here? I often hear them talking about it after the match when they say, you know what, I came down from the practice room and I just couldn't get the speed of the table down on the TV table. We saw in the last match, Śniegocki for Poland was having some issues with the speed of the table. Then you got the adrenaline, don't you, Alex? It's the heart's pumping. You see these TV cameras coming back at you, and this is an environment unlike what they play most of the year. They never see anything like this, most of these players. So what does a player have to do to calm down, to get used to the table? Hope they get lucky.
Well, it's mostly about calming down. about calming down, because they know it's quick, but it's a certain inability to soft stroke the ball when you're feeling the heat, because that adrenaline will make those muscles a little harder, a little more rigid. The backhand possibly tightens up. So it's mostly about calming down. Well, actually, it's mostly about being calm, staying calm.
There you see, very successful China squad. They won it in 2007 and 2010. That was with Fu Jianbo and Li Hewin as partners. And there you see last year dumped out in the very first round. So after winning twice, it's not been very easy at all. Nothing to write home about for China in the last few years. But this is a great squad they have put together this year.
Yeah, you need to get the roll as well, or have your opponent miss an important money ball at the right moment, just like Chinese Taipei experienced in the first match today.
And this is what the greats and the champions do. They know how to adjust to the conditions, no matter where they're playing. You know, if you're the type of player that demands the same kind of conditions everywhere you go, and it has to be super quiet everywhere you go, well, you're not going to be a champion.
Now, interestingly, Wu Jiaxing hasn't made a ball. He's breaking from the right side, where during this tournament we see 85–90% of all breaks being played from the left side. So this is information noted by the players here and the players back in their hotel, who will be watching this with one eye or intently. The right side is not the best place to break from. They need a good angle to get on the 3-ball. It's tight to the corner pocket, so Rolf is lining up the shot to the side pocket. Very gentle stroke needed here. Little speed and rotation to put some extra kill on the ball. No kill on the ball. And maybe it's good that he lost control of the cue ball somewhat, because now it's sneaky hidden behind the 8-ball.
That's about as much emotion as you'll ever see out of Ralph Souquet.
Now, super difficult kick shot with no future.
Yeah.
Because the cue ball, after contacting the 2, would travel away. So my guess is he's going to be hitting this hard. Ultra difficult. Hitting the cue ball below center. Oh no, he rolled the ball. So ball on hand for Germany. Still not easy. Easy to get to the 3, and I don't even see where they would want to position the cue ball for a shot on the 3. I think the 3-ball only has one pocket, and that's the side pocket where the 2-ball is going to be pocketed now. They can decide to run into the 3-7 to rearrange the furniture. Beautiful shot.
Oh,
beautiful
wow.
shot.
That's really nice.
So now it has all opened up.
It's amazing how at this level you look at this table and you say, wow, this is going to be hard. It's hit and pray. And one little nudge of the ball like that and it's opened things up. The artistry of these great players.
Quite a bit of angle on the 4-ball. With low, he can go around the 5, or he can roll it and kill it. Go in between the 5-9. got lucky there. That's a big roll for Team Germany. It's difficult even to judge what he was trying to do. I think come around to 5.
No.
And for the second time, Rolf distracted by the shot clock, just as on the kick shot in reg 1. The beep goes, and we saw a jerky delivery of the cue.
Ralph showing signs of a bit of frustration early in the match, and why not? Because it's just a race to 7. And you really don't have a lot of time to get in the groove. These Chinese players will just clean these balls up, and they're going to be up 2-0 in just a moment. Very elementary. So Wu Cha-Ching with this 9 ball, China up 2-0. The race to 7, they'll be breaking. How about those shirts there from Team Germany? You know, I would certainly expect Thorsten Hohmann to be wearing something like that. That's amazing.
Well,
that Ralph Souquet is actually wearing one of those. You know, a long sleeve on the left and short on the right. That's Ralph Souquet and fashion statement never. Those two phrases never go together.
Listen, it's all functional. It's all functional.
Yes.
Yeah, because
how?
like the front arm is less dynamic than the back arm because it's static and it's placed on the table, so it gets a little colder than the moving stroking arm. But Thorsten Hohmann, look for the golden dot on the back, because there it says Thorsten Hohmann gear. I don't know exactly what the brand name is, but it's Thorsten Hohmann's thing. It's his project.
He's always got something innovative going on, Thorsten. And it kind of fits him. Ralph, I'm not so sure.
Well, he's, you know, he's pumped up also, Thorsten Hohmann, so it barely fits.
Dang Jinghu now with a chance to take China into a commanding lead.
Commanding break. Hit that 1 ball full on the nose. Now the players, if the table breaks soft, they like to control the 1 ball. And cutting the first ball can result in the 1 ball not dropping, to avoid the 1 ball going in the side pocket. But on the other hand, if you start flirting with that, chances are you're going to lose the cue ball. So just a head-on break by Deng Jinhu. And a super fine cut on the 3 ball for Wu Cha-Ching. Very thin, that's why the cue ball has traveled a little further than intended. But maybe they can use it, because the cue ball being so close to the rail, they're almost forced to play it with a high ball, landing low on the 5. And possibly then the 5 into the side pocket, hitting into the 8. No, he's stunning. So he wants to position above the 5. Beautiful. Needs a bounce.
Very close. Well, he's getting down like it's no problem. There it
Now,
is.
if that 8 ball doesn't cut into the side pocket, I would like to position after the 5 for a shot on the 6 into that side pocket. Hitting it into the 8, liberating the 8 from the rail.
That's one of your favorite shots, I noticed. You always like that sideboard.
Kiss
the
shot,
little,
yeah. I play him well, but I play him too often.
Oh, he didn't do it.
So probably not needed. Whoops. Well, he tried it. He tried it.
Well, Dang pointed down table on the 8. I don't know.
Note to all players out there that Wu played this shot on the 7, just center ball, no side spin, to avoid any acceleration off of the rail. Had Dang hit that 6 into the 8, they would have this tight shot to the side pocket.
Is that one of those shots where he just sort of slammed it in order to sort of crush the point?
No,
I
know what you mean. If the ball, you can only do that if it's frozen to the rail. If the point of the side pocket is blocking, you push it through the rubber.
All right, it's 3-0 for China. Welcome back to the World Cup of Pool. There you see Chinese Taipei getting by Poland in a very scrappy match. China up 3-0 now. Coming up next, Russia versus Austria. Then in our evening session, round 2, Philippines versus Holland, Scotland versus England, and the USA versus Spain. That's some mouth-watering stuff coming up here at the World Cup of Pool. All great matches.
Leading 3 racks to 0.
Highland.
Highland, sorry.
That's like the Dutch cultural heritage in Amsterdam.
Come on, Alex. I know you're from Holland, so give me a break. I love your country.
Still, look at this. Wu breaking again from the left side. His right side. And again, no ball down. Now, if I were Dang Jinhu, I'd say, Wu, come on. Switch sides, please.
Hit him on the head with your cue. So it's really now or never at this point. 3-0 down for Germany. 2 minor errors from Ralph Souquet and have cost Germany.
So now he has to come with the goods, especially a good stroke. And he has to read that collision into the 7 ball well. Very difficult. I mean, if you slow roll it, you know the cue ball's going to stay there, but that would make the putt so much more difficult. Is he going to the long rail? Beautiful. Beautiful shot.
That's what you expect from the legend. Rise to the occasion.
The Kaiser.
Probably the most traveled man in pool, has logged literally millions of miles traveling around the globe.
And the most heralded player, I think. I wouldn't know which player would have won more tournaments. Now this is going to be difficult to reach for Souquet. I don't know if he'll get there with the extension on the cue, because he also needs to go over the 4.
Yeah, this is as fast as you'll ever see Ralph plays.
So this was a thinking error. He wasn't getting there. Maybe he needs the high rest. Well, good thing now for him, watch his eyes. If we can get a view of his eyes. Well, we didn't, but Ralph is left eye dominant. So stretching the way that he did for a person that is left eye dominant is easier. Like Niels, who's the other way around, he wouldn't get a good view of the ball, of the shot. But all is good. Traffic is cleared. Shots are open. Now they have to prepare for the 8 ball. Now they need to position on the right of the 6, that's for sure. And it would be gold if they can position that cue ball a little below the potting line on the 6 with an angle to bump that 8 ball off the rail. He gets applause, but he hasn't traveled far enough. So the 8 ball will remain a problem after that 6 has gone down. Straightish. Is enough to force it. He's not seeing if there's an angle. He's looking to decide how much speed he needs, how much draw he will put on the ball.
No.
Oh,
Straight into the pocket. And it's ball in hand for China. That's disaster for Germany.
it's a rare occasion to see Ralph Souquet make these errors. He's under the gun. Happens to the best of them.
And he might not get a reprieve. Now what?
Extension call.
Well, we spoke before the interval, Ted. Now, it depends where that 8 ball is exactly, but on some occasions you can force it into the side pocket, slamming it, pushing it through the rubber.
So the rubber actually comes back, actually moves.
Yeah,
But
now there's, you know, if this plays, they'll play it, but you can also roll it up against that point, but it went.
nicely done.
Yeah.
Good touch. And Wu Cha-Ching for a commanding 4-0 lead. China. This is how you do it. You pounce on every error.
Yeah, all smiles for Deng Junhui and Wu Cha-Ching. They got this rack gifted, keeping Germany on 0. Still to open their account in this second round match in York Hall in the World Cup of Pool. Mumbles from the Kaiser.
That was the shot right here. Bringing it back for position on the 8 and scratching straight into the bottom corner pocket. That's a massive headache. So Germany, a winner in 2011 after getting a semifinal in 2010. And the best they could do since then is a spot in the quarterfinals. Look at that, last year dumped out in the first round.
Into rack 5. China to break, leading 4 racks to 0.
Looking gloomy for the Germans.
Well, Dang breaking from the proper side. This is the side that has been bringing a lot of success. Wing ball in the corner. And then, yes, indeed, that's exactly what they get. Will they get a shot on the yellow 1?
Yeah, the 1 passes the 2 ball to that left-hand corner pocket. Now, can the Chinese maintain focus? Be killers, not granting any glimmer of hope to Homan and Souquet.
I have no doubt that they can.
As Brad Gilbert wrote in his book, beware of the wounded bear. Germany being the wounded bear.
The problem is China is playing so much better right now.
This is what they call a roadmap. No difficulties. All balls have clear pockets to play for. the biggest challenge with this layout, albeit minimal, is to go from the 5 to the 6. Looking at the angle. Is this too much angle? No. And now they can choose or left-hand spin, go 3 wheels, go forward, or draw back. I think he'll play the latter. That 5 ball wiped its feet, but I'm sure Wu played it like that. In pool, you sometimes use the margin that the pockets give you. So to work that angle of deflection of the cue ball.
They make it look simple. Overhit that maybe by a bit.
Yeah, loss of concentration. We've seen it happen this week.
Extension called.
That when it comes easy, relatively easy, that teams after some 40 minutes start to make unforced errors. This was a unforced error by Deng. Wu to play the recovery shot.
He's the guy you want to fix it. How about that? Pretty good player, huh?
Dang, there was a nice shot.
It is a rout. And who would have thought this? 5-0 China in favor of Germany. However, it is a race to 7, winner breaks. So Germany, you just cannot afford to get 2 down, because one mistake can get you, by your opponent, can get you back in the match.
Yeah. Deng sank that ball to go up 5-0. And as long as your opponent is not on the hill, you have a fighting chance.
Look at that. Very thin cut and straight in on the 9.
Yeah, Deng
Good player, huh?
got his back covered
Deng,
by
there was-
Wu, his partner. Now, will Wu break from the other side now? Twice he broke dry from the right side, our left.
Rack 6, China to break, leading 5 racks.
Now he goes over there. And he gets a ball down, the wing ball in the corner.
Oh, will they like that 1 ball? Even though the 3 ball came in between to spoil the party somewhat. When you get that 1 ball to travel and stay near that corner pocket, that's when you're in business. And they are
Look at
real
that.
first.
Wow. Dark days for Germany. Nicely done with a good touch to get position on the 1. The 3 is right there. The 4 is down table near the pocket.
Now 2 rails and out from the 3 towards the 4. It's an easier line to control than a 1 rail shot. 1 rail position towards the 4. Has he left enough angle? He did. Personally, I would like going forward around the 9. There's more room and easier to stay on the proper side of the 5. A lot of angle on the 5, but at least on the correct side.
Both these guys stroking the ball very nicely.
Yeah, they're getting the wind in their sails. In the first phase of this match were helped by the errors of the Germans, but now They're really cruising towards the hill.
Yeah, and this is the point of the match here. It's going to be very difficult for Germany. It is a rout. China surprisingly up 6-0, one away from a spot in the quarterfinals. This 9-ball from Wu Cha-Ching puts China on the hill. This is exactly how you do Scotch doubles pool. You have to take advantage of the few mistakes and then on your end play perfect pool. Here we go. Chinese Taipei through to the quarterfinals. Russia and Austria coming up next. And then in our evening session, look at these matches. Philippines versus Holland, Scotland versus England. And then in our nightcap, the USA versus Spain.
Yeah.
You think there's going to be some noise in here when Scotland plays England later?
Well, there should be.
That's going to be fun. It's not very fun for the Germans right now as they can just sit and watch perfect Scotch doubles pool.
Yeah, it's a gloom, boom, doom for Homan and Souquet. Now, if Deng makes a good break, they risk to get handed a donut today.
9-ball wins it on the break. An exclamation point for the Chinese. A stunning rout of the great German team, 7-0. China into the quarterfinals, and it gets kicked in. The 9 gets kicked in by the 2, and it's all over. China through to the final 8. Germany is out.